Marty, check this out. Dun, dun, dun.
I'm Richard Elliott.
And I'm Marty Lewis. And
this is the Real Desert Dogs.
Previously on the Desert Dogs.
Came to this closed off road right here, and we're going to hike the rest of the way.
And it's closed because the road has blowouts and it was built in 1957. We're going down 1.5 miles on that dirt road into Trail Canyon, North Fork, and work our way down from here, 2,528 feet descent, 3 miles away to the confluence, and then we'll go 0.2 of a mile from there up to Broken Pick Mine, where we'll set up base camp.
After spending a haunting night outside the old cabin at the Broken Pick Camp, the dogs got up, explored the camp a little bit more, and then got ready for their second destination.
The interesting thing about this particular bunkhouse and kitchen is these miners had it pretty easy, as you've been seeing with your camera already. They had hot water, showers, they had a refrigerator, ice cubes, sink, and then the sleeping quarters here and another room over there. So for miners, they had it pretty easy. And I believe on the deck outside there's an electric plug. I think they had a washer and dryer out there. This was built in 1957.
We're getting ready for our second day, and Richard, tell us a little bit about what we're doing.
We're going to leave the Broken Pick Mine camp here and go over a pass into South Trail Canyon, about a mile to what's referred to as the Old Dependable Camp. It has many names. It's also known as a Brady Camp, Old Dependable, Morning Glory Camp. And there's a cabin there in really good condition. And we're going to get water today, and we're going to filtrate some water from the spring over there. That's our goal.
And since we'll be near water, Marty is unusually excited about it.
I'm excited.
You expect to find anything interesting down there?
Hopefully. We'll see. You know, a lot of animals and life hang around water. And so in a place like a desert where water is limiting, to find water is a good thing for anything that's living, particularly animals. So hopefully we'll see some interesting things there.
So what kind of things were they forging in there?
They might have been making machine parts, or they might have been doing some ore processing. I don't know what they did in here. They used so much heat. As you can see why this collapsed, see, had a crack right down the middle of the 3x3. Couldn't take the weight and the wind. The wind through here, horrible.
And this was standing how long ago?
This collapsed between 2012 and 2013. Because I made trips in both times. And then the next time I came, it was down. Just like that. I was here last November, and that wooden structure was still standing. So sometime between November of 2014 and this year, that structure fell.
That one back there.
Yeah, the beautiful wooden. And it looks great on film because of the colors come out so good in pictures.
Yeah, it was kind of strange because as we were hiking up here, it almost seemed like Richard was shedding a tear. I haven't seen a grown man shed a tear for a building.
Yeah, I love that building.
So we just finished grabbing some water from this spring over here, and one of the things I wanted to talk about was, like, you know, we live in we're in a desert right now, and there's a lot of vegetation here that's adapted to desert climate, so really the absence of water. However, if you ever come across like walking or hiking in a canyon or anywhere around the desert, and you see a different plant, or at least a grove of different plants that you've never seen before, that might be an indication that something's going on there in the soil to allow those plants to survive. In this case right here, we have a plant that's not really found anywhere else in the desert unless there's water around. This is a type of willow. Willows are known to grow around streams, springs, seeps, etc. Anywhere where there's a ready source of water to be found around. So just walking around here, if you see these willow plants, you already know that there's water. There's standing water or maybe even flowing water around that's allowing these plants to grow. Good indication of water, the willow.
There's two kinds of water filtration systems. First, I want to show Richard's, which is a pump section, a pump filter.
A sweet water pump. It pumps and strokes, both strokes, it takes water.
So we're filtering water from a source that probably not too many people would feel comfortable drinking from straight, but that's why we got water filters.
Actually, Richard, what if I just, since yours is more efficient, I'll just take water from yours.
Right on.
And what kind of filter do you have?
I have a squeeze system. It comes with this bag. This is where you put the water in the bag, and here's the filter. You screw this on. Well, once you get the water in the bag, screw this onto here and you can drink straight out of it. Just squeeze it through the filter. Apparently it works pretty well, lasts a while, and they're relatively inexpensive, about $30 for this kit. So I like it, and it's small, compact, you know. Even though Richard's pump is pretty compact too, and it's way more efficient, obviously. I mean, he's almost halfway full with his. This one, I do admit that it does take a while to fill up the bag, and if you're trying to filter water for cooking and stuff like that, it does take probably double the time you would amount to like that it would take just to pour like water from a regular bottle or something like that. You got to squeeze it through the filter, and it does take a while, but apparently the filter works pretty well, and you can kind of get away with filtering out any harmful chemicals and other pieces of dissolved solids or whatnot. So yeah.
And how much does your system cost?
But mine was about $85. The cool thing about this particular system, if you notice in the gallon there, it's pumping in both strokes. Not all, and not many of your stroking ones will pump in both strokes.
All right, check it out. We over here at the Death Valley Car Show again, part deuce. And over here, we got this nice candy paint rust 1936 Death Valley Jalopy over here. And you can see, man, look, this is what I love about this car design. It's got the straight 8 engine, but angled differently. Nobody got anything like that. That is pure custom, pure desert custom right there. And look how it lean. If you're driving this down the cliff, it's already on lean. You ain't need no hydraulics or nothing like that. It's already on lean. Classic car for the ages. Worth millions and millions of dollars. Millions. Millions. Sure, leave a card.
Dominoes, gotta listen.
Oh, hell yeah, Dominoes? Hell yeah. Oh, what? Sorry.
Richmore, I don't think they make this anymore.
Yeah, don't want to eat that.
It's a backpacker of peas and carrots. Bottles of water.
Hydrogen peroxide.
Some literature if you're bored.
A shirt.
A shirt if you need a new shirt.
They got it labeled. Broom.
Anyway, is there still vodka in that thing?
Probably.
Yeah. Holy crap.
You're right in this bottle. Oh god, what is it?
I'll salvage that vodka.
Water from spring. I slept in here 5 days. And
Wow.
my friend Bob and Franklin, we all slept in here together on the beds.
Last this year.
I got several in there. They just say they're the real desert dogs.
Ooh.
Somebody took, I put some stuff up here, somebody took it. The old newspaper sitting here. Rat nest. There's some marking on the bottom.
Cragmont Cola.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll find more. and
Richard.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going up the Middle Fork,
Yes.
and where is this going to take us?
To a camp called the Smith-Polsen Camp. There were two guys that had the claim back in there. We're going to see a lot of junk.
In and around all these abandoned structures, you see evidence of animals. And right here we have some type of what seems to be a trash web spider. It's in the family Arachneidae, which is also in the same family as orb weavers. Now obviously here we don't see an orb web or anything like that, but that might be an indication that this web has been abandoned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to open this little trash cocoon patch right here, and maybe there might be a spider inside. I doubt it, but that's why they're called trash web spiders, because they gather all this debris that might blow in from the wind, and they create their little funnel hole. Oh, and look, there is a spider in there. There it is.
It did.
And actually, I was wrong on something. This is not a orb weaver. This is actually a TRDD, or a comb-footed spider, related to widows and house spiders. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That thing looks awesome. And it does. It looks like a TRDD, or a comb-footed spider. Same family as widow spiders, house spiders, false widow spiders.
Good, Marty.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. And just let it go. I know we trashed this web a little bit, but you know, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Spiders get their webs destroyed all the time, and they can rebuild them. If anything, it'll rebuild it in a different spot, or if nothing else bothers it, it'll still remain here and everything. We didn't kill the thing, so, you know.
I have one on me right now.
It's quite warm in here.
Yeah, it is. Can you imagine breaking through solid granite? Oh, it's a dog. I bet they did the boreholes and then blasted.
Now we're on our way. Over there.
buckets would spin around and drop it into the truck parked here, and then they take the ore down the mountain road. Look at these shabby shades.
Hey, Richard.
Yeah. Oh,
I found this.
yeah, you found the salad bottle.
It's a salad bottle.
Yes, yes. I did the research on this. If you look closely, all the grape leaf design on this bottle,
Oh, yeah, look at that.
and then on the bottom, it's got these numbers. And it says patent number, and I put this in my computer at home, and this is a salad dressing bottle from the 1960s. And it's in perfect condition, and they actually had a patent on this salad bottle. And I have the printout of the actual, from the U.S. Patent Office, the paper that shows what this looked like as a drawing. So that was, I mean, that sometimes these numbers on the bottom really pay off when I'm doing the research. Sometimes I can't find nothing, but that's a salad bottle. Regular 1960s over-the-counter grocery store, say Italian oil.
Good afternoon, Desert Dogs. I'm sitting under a Siberian elm tree that was planted here in Death Valley at one of the dump sites for the mining camps out here. This is the only tree, the only legitimate tree within this elevation range that we've been able to find. It's the beginning of December, and you can see most of the leaves have already fell, and we're just trying to enjoy the fake shade that we got right now. Just gonna kick it for a little bit, do some exploring, and that's it. Yeah.
Finally, it's time to start heading back.
Sucky thing about this trip is we ended up going down at first, which means we had to come back up at the end. So this is why you hear us recording in between now and the time when we get back to our car. We sound a little out of breath. This is what we're walking through. Going all the way up over there. That's where we're going. So we got about 2.5 miles of this shit to get through, and then we'll be back. So, the hard stuff at the end of the trip. A little bit psychologically stressing, but nothing the Desert Dogs can't handle. This hike up Trail Canyon, it's pretty hard. I think the Death Valley evaporation rate's getting to me. I'm losing a lot of water through breathing and through sweating. But thankfully, you know, when we do desert hiking out here, we kind of try to think ahead and try to keep our wits ahead of us, and you know, be smart about things. So we only got about 1.5 miles to go, so I think I'll be fine. I think Richard and Andy are going to be fine too. We're over here sitting at that rock with the arrow on it. I don't know if you can see that. About to make our way up the main trail. We're going to take a break for a little bit, probably eat a few snacks for lunch and stuff. Andy and Richard are not too far behind. There they are right there. We were a little worried that we were getting lost, because this canyon splits up into a whole bunch of other canyons, and when you're coming back up, you have all these other canyon entrances looking at you, and you're like, which one do I choose? Which one do I go up? But luckily, we saw some footprints in the soil that just so happened to match the mark. They're the same footprint mark as my boot, so I already knew that this way was the way to go up. So just, you know, just noticing things around you can help you out. Sometimes it can get you killed, but this time it helped us out. But you know, we're only 1.5 miles away, so you know, everything's all good, baby. Whew! Made it back to the car. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Whew! Need a burger fries, maybe even a soda. I might go crazy and get a soda this time. You know what? Trail wasn't all that long. Pretty steep. But you know what? I think the deciding natural factor to all our miseries on this trip is definitely the geography, definitely the location and the dryness of Death Valley. Death Valley is the driest place in the world. Evaporation rate of about 160 inches a year. If you feel, fit enough for it, if you feel that you're a lover of the desert and like seeing different things in the desert, then this is something for you. Just don't go here during the summer, you will die. I said you will die if you try to do this during the summer. Don't do it. Stick to the winter, late fall, early spring. Be smart, people.
I'm Andrew Perry. Let's try and keep it reasonable out there. Bob's friend was 92 when he came up here. So if we were to keep on doing this, you can expect desert dog videos for another 50 years.
50 years, that's a hell of a sign.